rising up into night flies. Upon my back I feel the static and all, tripping the wire, surrounded in time. See, this is mystical, I'm sure that you know. See, this is mystical, I'm sure that you know. Just say you'll be my firefly. Take everything. Just say you'll be my firefly. Take everything. Just say. You don't think that I could make you liquid? I could make a love that's just so fluid. You said you've never been melted before. Never have you had your heart on the floor. I could do it, but I know I could do it. Maybe I'd surprise you. Let's get right to it. I know I will. I know I will. I know I will. Well, I know I will. Never have you been impressed by all that? Don't need a girl who fucks with all the threats. Well, I don't. No, I don't. Never have you been impressed by all that? Looking for girls who got all of that depth. Well, I do. Oh yes, I do. I know I will. I know I will. I know I will. Impress you, I will. I know I will. I know I will. I know I will. Well, I know I will. Would you care instead? And why should I be scared when you say